In the Mackenzie Valley, there are over 100 dams at mines, hydroelectric systems, and other projects. Licenses for these projects have requirements to help protect the environment. The purpose of this presentation is to give board members general information about dams in the Mackenzie Valley and how the boards regulate them. Let's start with a general discussion about what dams are. When we picture a dam, we might picture one like the famous Hoover Dam on the Colorado River. If a very large dam, like the Hoover Dam, were to fail, there could be extremely serious consequences on people, the environment, and infrastructure downstream of the dam. Dams can also be very small and hold back only small amounts of water. These dams pose a smaller risk to people and the environment, and some can be small enough that they would not trigger a water license. We'll get to what size of dam is regulated later in this presentation. Dams can also hold back waste. For example, there are dams in the Mackenzie Valley that hold back tailings at mines. Tailings are the waste that comes from processing ore and is often like sand, gravel, or toothpaste. There is usually a lot of water in tailings, so tailings dams hold back wastewater and solids. Mines can also have dams that store wastewater only, such as underground mine water, seepage, and runoff. Sewage lagoons in the Mackenzie Valley can also have small dams that retain wastewater. To further help us understand what a dam is, the board's standard conditions list has a helpful definition that says that a dam is a structure that meets the definition of a dam as per the Dam Safety Guidelines, or the DSG, and is intended to contain, withhold, divert, or retain water or waste. To fully understand what this means, we need to know how the Dam Safety Guidelines define a dam. The Dam Safety Guidelines are published by the Canadian Dam Association, or the CDA. They define a dam as a barrier constructed for the retention of water, water containing any other substance, fluid waste, or tailings, provided the barrier is capable of holding at least 30,000 meters cubed and is at least 2.5 meters high. To imagine what 30,000 meters cubed is, think of a pond the size of a soccer field and about 12 feet deep. If the dam is smaller than this, it may still meet the CDA definition of a dam if the consequences of dam operation or failure are likely to be unacceptable to the public. An example might be a dam that holds contaminated waste that could have unacceptable impacts on fish and fish habitat if it failed, even if the amount of waste is less than 30,000 meters cubed. In summary, the kinds of dams in the Mackenzie Valley that are regulated by the boards include hydroelectric dams, dikes to allow open pit mining in lakes, tailings dams, wastewater dams at mines, and dams at municipal sewage lagoons. Why do the boards regulate dams? From a regulatory perspective, the answer is that the board's mandate includes regulating the use of waters and the deposit of waste. Freshwater dams are involved in the use of water because they divert water, obstruct water, alter the flow of water, or alter the bed or banks of rivers and streams. This is how use is defined in the Waters Act. Tailings dams, mining wastewater dams, and sewage lagoon dams are involved in the deposit of waste, so they too are regulated by the boards. So what size of a dam triggers a water license? According to the water's regulations, off-stream storage of a quantity of water greater than 2,500 meters cubed triggers a Type B water license. This is the same amount of water in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. From a more practical perspective, the board's requirements related to dams are meant to prevent harmful effects on land and water. This can happen, for example, if a dam leaks wastewater into the environment. Another way that dams can impact land and water is if they fail. This can have disastrous impacts. This photo shows the 2014 dam failure at the Mount Polley mine in British Columbia. Millions of cubic meters of waste were released into the environment downstream of the dam. How do the boards regulate dams? The boards do this with conditions in the water license for the project. The conditions in the board's water licenses are meant to help prevent disasters like the Mount Polly Dam failure and to protect land and water during the life of the dam. For example, the board's standard conditions for water licenses include requirements to follow the CDA guidelines, requirements for inspections and dam safety reviews, mandatory use of qualified professionals, and more. When making decisions about dams, the boards will sometimes need to consider the dam class. This is a tool in the CDA guidelines that is very helpful for deciding how strict requirements should be. The dam class depends on the consequences if the dam fails. If dam failure would cause many lives to be lost, severe environmental damage, or extreme damage to critical infrastructure, then the dam might be classed as an extreme consequence dam. The design, construction, operation, maintenance, and monitoring of such a dam would need to be at the highest level. On the other hand, if there could be no loss of life and only minimal short-term environmental consequences, the dam would be considered a low consequence dam. The requirements would be less strict, although even low consequence dams will have some license requirements. The dam class is also used to set how often dam safety reviews are performed. A dam safety review is an important part of the dam safety management system. It is a very rigorous review of all aspects of dam safety conducted by an independent engineer. To support the issuance and administration of licenses that address dams, the boards have a dams team. To stay on top of the latest regulatory practices related to dams, a member of the dams team sits on the Canadian Dam Association Regulations Committee and may attend CDA conferences. The boards have an internal procedure for handling dam safety reviews. Also, the boards sometimes hire outside dam engineers and experts to support board decisions. Staff may also pass information to the GNWT or CERNAC inspector to support with inspections. If you have any questions about dams, please contact your executive director, who can put you in touch with the dams team or other staff to answer your questions. Merci.